another episode of Rebuilding Portsmouth. Now, in our last episode, we beat Fenerbahce 4-0 in the Europa League, and that was a surprising result considering I pretty much played the reserves, and I have done for another game this month. In fact, I've played the reserves in quite a few games, and one accidentally. I wonder if you can guess which one it is, but that is another story entirely. We'll come to that in a second. But we're going to get straight into the games this month because there has been a buttload. After a few episodes of very few games because of the Europa League or whatever, there's been a lot. And next month I think there'll be quite a lot as well because we just seem to keep on ploughing through teams. So let's get straight into this. Couple of things actually before I do get straight into that though is a little bit of admin because everyone loves a bit of admin. So firstly, still getting comments that I cannot reply to. If you want to reply, fix your Google Plus settings. I can't, and then don't get. Look, I really do try. I want to reply to every single comment I can, but if you can't put your Google Plus settings so that I can reply, please stop getting angry because I'm not replying. That's simple as that. But yeah, so there you go, guys. I really do want to reply to everyone and talk to all of you, but if you don't put your Google Plus settings so I can do that, then I can't respond. And I've made it very clear by now that if I don't reply, that is why. So, scouting all leagues. People keep coming up to me, I keep seeing comments that basically say, are you scouting this league? Are you scouting that league? I want to make it very clear, I'm scouting all of them. Like, essentially. I have my scouts on regions, so they will go and do different countries after one another. So I'm pretty much, if you can think of a country, I'm almost certainly scouting it. The reason I haven't signed any players from said country is because I haven't found one I want or that is good enough. That is the only reason. If I found one that was good, I would get them. It's as simple as that, really. I get good players. I don't care where they're from. I want good players. And unfortunately, we just haven't been able to get many good English ones at the moment just because they're so fucking expensive. I'd also like to thank FM Central for having me on their Transfer Deadline Day show. Again, that was a good laugh. It was me and Golden FM, which was fun. A couple of things. People keep asking me again still where I find regens. Episode 64, I do go through this in great detail, and I can't be more clear. Episode 64, I put in exactly what I do, and that is I don't do anything other than what I tell you in episode 64. That is it. So please, if you haven't seen that, please go watch the little bit I did in the section there. And there's also a good video by Statistical Approach that you should absolutely check out that will help you with that as well. So the final thing is someone wanted me to check to see if I was a club icon, and that's a good question actually. And I haven't really thought about it. And how bloody hell do I get to? Oh, I made this mistake before, didn't I? Club. Here we go. Now, I don't really know how I'm supposed to find this stuff. Finances, favoured personnel. Okay, so legend. Oh, I am a legend. Legends, Jimmy Dickinson, Linfoy Primus, Jed Wallace is also a legend, and so am I. As a manager, I am a legend. Icons-wise, we've got Andy Orford, Guy Whittingham, Alan Alan Knight, Ricardo Rocha, Lasana Diarra, Sol Campbell, Gary O'Neill, Prozinecki, of course, Carno, Peter Harris, Dougie Reid, and Milan Mandaric. Surprisingly, no sort of players in the icons, but favoured personnel, Kieran Griffiths. I can understand why he earned that, but it's great to see Santos in there. I'm going to start calling Santos the Magician, or let's call him in Brazilian, or Portuguese rather, Brazilian Portuguese, it'll be O Magico, I believe. So I think I'm going to start, his nickname for me now has got to be O Magico, because he's just a phenomenal player. So there you go. I think that's pretty much covered all the bases there. So right, let's jump straight in. This could be quite a long one just because we've got quite a few games to go through. So, first game of the month was at home to Liverpool, and Liverpool, as much as they're Liverpool, they're also absolute dog pops, just awful this season. They, I think at the moment, 19th in the Premier League. They were a bit higher when this game was played, but they are seriously bad. They missed a penalty in this game and got 2 players injured. In fact, I think they got 3 players injured at one point, but it doesn't seem to show up there. So we were definitely the favourites for this game, and I wanted to make sure that we got a good, comfortable win. Now, we played our system with our defensive midfielder, Marcio, as you can see, who'd come on as a substitute in this game, eventually ended up providing us what was the winning goal. And if you look at the amount of chances we had, it took us an hour to get our first goal, but my God, was I glad when we did. And thankfully, with 8 minutes to go, we went on defensive because I just wanted to make sure that we wrapped up all 3 points in this game and was not about to throw some shit away. Good save there from, well, I say good save, it's a decent save. He's caught the ball, and that is something we can all be very proud of. With 7 minutes left, Vega with a long ball downfield, Santos in there, wins his header, drops it down to Tony Ivancic, who of course is one of the I still think he's probably up there with one of the best defensive midfield players in the world here. Wallace dinks it in, and there's Luigi Lucarelli, who'd come off the bench to go up top for us, and done a bloody good job of it, I must say. He was superb. And he's had a good month as well, Luigi. He's almost at the point now where he's first choice over Jed Wallace. I said the transition would happen, and it has. Very nearly, although, to be honest, we need both of them at the moment. In our next game, we had Stoke City, and this game was hugely important. Colossal importance for us. And we put in a performance almost as good as the one. We were more clinical in this game. Stoke very nearly took the lead there. I thought it was going to be a goal for Stoke, and they've got a bloody good team. Stoke actually spent a grand total of 56 million in the transfer window this summer, so they're actually doing pretty poor. They're currently sitting 11th in the Premier League as we approach the halfway stage. And if you're Stoke City and you've spent all that money, you'd be worried, because they could end up in some serious debt problems if they don't get European football. So Santos again here, ball played across, comes back out. Santos, unfortunately, in this game, picked up a twisted knee and was out for 3 weeks. So he's actually missed every game this month since this match, and it's been a problem. Santos whips it back, and there's Luigi Lucarelli, who played on the right for this game and made it 1-0 to us. He was just, he's already worth nearly £8 million, so you know that this guy's going to be good. It's just, he needs to get a few run of games. One player that really has stepped up this month and has suddenly found an area to his game that I didn't expect. It was a great goal from Savitsky. Is Gerard Van Os. Something about him this month, he suddenly started picking the ball up and dribbling past people from that role. And it's almost like a central winger the way he plays sometimes. He just goes straight through the middle and people can't touch him. Also, he's got a long shot on him, and there, as you see, eventually she puts the corner in and Lopez Souza dispatches it for 2 wonder-puts back in front. But genuinely, Van Os, he just has this habit of picking it up, driving forward against people, like Oscar at Chelsea, that type of player. And it is really, really good to watch. You'll see what I mean when I look at this from Lucarelli. So unselfish. He could have easily taken that shot on, but dropped the ball off to Marcio instead to make it 3-1, and knew that we were going to wrap up the points. And Marcio's got himself 7 goals this year. One thing I would say this month is that Norman Millington really has not been on the pace at all. And I'm calling him Norman Millington here because if he doesn't back his ideas up, genuinely, he's going to lose that kingship. It's not been a good month for him. In our next game, we played against Sochaux in the Europa League, and I put out probably the weakest team I could possibly think of. So we had Martinez, Francois Verstraeten, Gray, Yanko, Gomez and Peralta in the midfield, but up front, Rios, after that on the left, and Worley up front on his own. And frankly, I don't regret a thing. Worley was an absolute monster in this game. I've never seen a player, it's a bit like when Afterret was given that chance. He was just phenomenal. I couldn't even believe it that Worley was so good in this game. He was so good in front of goal. He had a chance to maybe even have 5. Ball played through here, and Worley just dinks it over the... Well, not dink, it was quite a powerful strike to score his first goal of the season. It's good to see him getting on the score sheet. He's a useful player to have. He's a talented kid, but he's never going to be sort of first choice for us, I don't think. That doesn't stop him from being awesome, though, and I appreciate that. Then things, of course, got a little bit better. Worley drops it off to Ola after that, who also had a good game, as did Jefferson Rios, who picked up 2 assists in this game. Lucarelli, ball through here, Rios hits the goalkeeper, comes back, and Worley, who'd made the run around the back post, made it 2-0 to us in France. Bear in mind, look how much domination we exerted over Sochaux with essentially a second string side here. That just shows you how dominant we are in this league. Plus, we've also got the draw for the next round now. I can tell you while we're playing in this game, basically. We have been drawn, if I can actually bloody remember. I have completely forgotten. I have literally forgotten who we're going to be playing against in the next round of this competition, so we'll have to go quickly check that, because the next 2 rounds have been drawn. I know that... Oh, that's right. We're playing against FC Basel in the first knockout stage. We are playing against Basel, and I think over 2 legs we could absolutely destroy them, because remember, we pretty much battered them in the Champions League last year, and we've got a better side this year. As you've seen, Worley just being an absolute legend. He even won a header in this game. That's how good of a player he was in this match. He even wins headers. So yeah, we've got Basel, and then we're either going to be playing against Real Betis in the next round if we go through, or I can't remember, Worley there making it 3-1 to us. I actually can't remember who the other team was. We'll check in a sec, but it's Real Betis or another side whose name I have forgotten. So that is good. Leicester City, by the way, actually, guys, they actually are in it. They are still in the Europa League. They have got through the knockout stages, which is quite impressive, because I'm pretty certain that they are relegated and playing in the Championship this season, but are also playing in Europe and doing well, as a big header from Worley comes in there to make it 4-1 to us. So yeah, those ties take place in February, so there's a little bit of time off just yet. But I genuinely think we've got the quality to go all the way. There are some big sides in it. Monaco, AC Milan, Spurs, Stoke are also still in it. In fact, all 4 English sides that are in it are through, basically. So there you go. That was a 4-1 win away from home at Sochaux. Now, what happened was, basically, these games were quite close together. And because I'd played quite a weakened team against Sochaux, as you can quite clearly see, when it came to the Burnley game, I, instead of hitting continue, I hit the spacebar because it's just easier, and I've got this keyboard on my lap, so it makes more sense for me to do that. So what happened was, I went to the match preview screen, and then when I hit spacebar to go to the team selection screen, nothing happened. it just sort of sat there. So I pressed it again, and for some reason there was like a delay on it, and it pressed it twice because I'd already made the first one. So it just went straight through the submission screen, and I had to start the match with the exact same lineup that I'd played against Sochaux, basically, as you can see. The lineup is the exact same, which was ridiculous because they were all knackered and they were my second string, basically. So what happened in this one is I had to basically try and get us to half time, and then at half time I made 3 substitutions to try and desperately get us back into this game. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough, basically, and it was a real shame and such a total... I couldn't believe it. Like, it just froze. So I thought, I say it froze. Like, the mouse was still moving, so I thought, okay, maybe it just didn't register it. So I pressed it again, and then it just did 2. Really annoyed me. Like, there should be a way to go back from that, really, but I wasn't about to do anything silly. I just thought, well, I've made the mistake, so we're going to have to go with it now. And unfortunately, we paid the price. Ball at the back post. McGregor made it 1-0 to Burnley on 11 minutes. Unfortunately, Burnley were too far ahead in this game before I could make the changes. I didn't want to make them too early because I knew we'd get injuries. I wanted to see if we could get to half-time with this team, and then I could make some changes there. Unfortunately, even when I made the changes, we still had half the team being sort of second-choice players. I could only bring on 3 people, after all, and I had to change the formation because we were playing the two up top against Burnley, and I wanted to play one up top. So we just had to write it off, which is such a shame because we've done all right in other games, and it would have put us in a much more... look at that for a goal. It just comes off his back, I think. It would have put us in a much stronger league position, as we really are in for a massive fight this year. But it is a much tighter fight. I have to say, Manchester United are dropping points against random clubs, which is making it interesting. So I think there's a fight on that potentially means if you go on a good run, there is a chance to even get second this year. Lucarelli's brought back across. We did get a goal back from Milton Peralta with his second of the season, and as you know, it's important, but unfortunately we couldn't get any more. So that was a real kick in the teeth, that game. We got straight back on the horse, though, after that. Man United, League Cup semi-final, League Cup quarter-final, played a weakened team again. A couple of changes. If anything, it was even weaker. As you can see, Kenneth McAvoy played this one. David Borges actually started this in the midfield. And as you can see, Andrew Whitbread, one of our youngsters, came off the bench. But this is the first sign I saw about Gerald Van Ost, what he can do. Game. He picks up the ball in a wonderful area and just does something that I've always wanted a player in this side that could do what he does. And it's not a one-off thing. Watch this. Picks the ball up, dribbles at them, gets himself into a good position, a long-range effort, smash. 1-0 to Portsmouth, and I thought, with 7 minutes left, can we get ourselves to a League Cup semi-final? And the answer, of course, was yes. As amazingly, we won a penalty seconds later, and Ivancic was there to dispatch it to make it 2-0 and put us through to the next round, where we've been drawn in the semi-final against Arsenal. It's Chelsea v City in the other semi-final, so it's certainly a battle of the top clubs in this league at the moment. But I think over 2 legs against Arsenal, we've probably got enough to beat them. And I think we might have a League Cup final this season. So that's the first potential bit of good news. And of course, that would be a live com game, would you believe? Whitbread actually did quite well when he came on, I thought. He didn't come on for that long, but he did all right. In our next game, we had Southampton in the derby, and this was crucial for us to win. And of course, we've still had some problems in the sense that with Santos out, Ola Aftaret was starting out on the left-hand side. He and Gerard Van Os have been very, very good. I don't know if it was this game or the next one that Van Os was... No, it's this game. Van Os did the exact same thing as he did against Man United again. Good header in the net from Robert Gray there with his 7th goal of the season already. We're not even at Christmas yet. Or we're not even at the halfway stage, and he's already got 7. Very, very impressive. Then... into the second half, we won a lot and dominating the game, as you can see, but we didn't have too many clear-cut chances. So when the chance came, Van Os here dinks it through to Wallace, knocks it to the back bar, gets tackled there, and Ola after that gets himself in there and scores a crucial goal in a crucial game for us in the derby. Southampton were literally one place behind us in the league when this game came up, and we needed to get back on the horse after the poor result against Burnley to prove that we could do it. Now, directly from the kickoff after that, Southampton unfortunately were able to grab on back, and the defending here is utterly atrocious. Watch what happens when Lefebvre ends up with the ball in a sec. He's going to be one of those ones where it's like they're handing out flyers again, where they just will not put a tackle in for some reason. I don't know where he picks the ball up, but he's able to just go through everyone in the end. And as you can see, Millington has been pretty much a bystander at times this month. I really don't know what's wrong with him, and I may have to have a word before today's game, frankly, because he's important for us. Now watch this. Lefebvre gets the ball, and actually, to be fair, it wasn't quite as bad as it looked on the 2D thing, but we still probably could have done better, really. I don't know who Antoine Lefebvre is, but he looks quite decent. Now, cue Gerald Van Os. He's nailing down that position in the first team already, and my scouts reckon he's potential sort of world class talent. And if he keeps on playing the way he has, then I can perfectly see why. And he's still very, very young, and this is still his first season. If he gets better, which he clearly will, we could have an absolute brute force front line that is probably going to be good enough to beat any team. And that's kind of what I'm going for. You know, if we can get a player like, in the summer, my main aim is going to be to get a couple of decent fullbacks in, as well as to get a right-sided player. I mean, as good as Lucarelli is, I wonder if we could do with a real world-class talent there. But we do have someone that can pop them in from long range. What about that? Touch, bang. I mean, look at that for a player. I'm really, really pleased with his return so far this year. He's got some decent number of assists, he's got a couple of good goals for us, and they're important ones as well. And that wrapped up the match for us at Fratton Park. In our next game, though, it was QPR, and you know what happens when we play QPR. It just... That being said, when I was playing the game, when we scored the goal, when they thought it was our goal, but if you actually look here, after that puts the corner, and it kind of does go in off Niang after Gomez heads it, I thought to myself, the way things are going in this one, we're really struggling to create a lot of chances that are close to goal. And I thought to myself, that own goal could be the only thing we're going to win this game by now. Unfortunately, we weren't quite able to do enough. I was thinking that 1-0 might be the way we're going to have to do it here, because some great football from QPR, and Niang makes up for his error, I guess. I just think that we should have done better against them. They didn't create too much. They had some decent chances, though, and that's what I will say. So credit to them for getting the draw against us. I just think we should have done better. And what that means for the league so far is this. We're in 4th place. We do have a game in hand on Chelsea and Manchester United, as well as the teams below us. So we're 2 points clear of them, and we have a game in hand that could take us on to 33 points. But the game in hand is against Manchester City. So a win today could pull us right back into the title race, but City would still have a game in hand. And I just can't see us winning this game. I just can't, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's basically that. So let's have a look at the squad. Top goal scorer for us is Norman Millington now with 11 in 23. He has gone off the boil. I'm not impressed with his form lately. In fact, I'm actually going to have a conversation with him right now because ambassadorial duties, eh? I don't need to do that. Well, I will warn him about his recent form. What I usually do is go with the that I've got faith in them, because that generally seems to work in the past. I'm hoping that that is going to be enough for him. So there we go. Top assists, of course, Santos with 13, which is awesome. Player of the match, Santos has 9. That is insane. Yellow cards, 6. Average rating, Santos with an 8.47. That is superb. Key aerial challenges, frustrating with 44. Key passes, Santos with 118, but Van Os is now starting to get a few himself now, which is good. Key tackles, Verstraeten and Gray with 16 each. Interceptions, Gray, the Interceptor. Someone wanted me to change his nickname to the Interceptor. He's going to have to do a little bit more than that to earn the nickname. Mistakes leading to goals, Robert Gray has made a couple, but nobody's really stood out for me on that. And that's a good sign. Right, let's get into today's game. What formation is City playing? Right, they're playing that one. So what I'm going to do is go with this formation. It's a rarity that we actually use this system, but I felt that it was necessary for us today, frankly, to try and have something like this. But I am going to drop this guy back and put him as a deep line playmaker in this one, on support though, not defend, because otherwise, yeah. That's the plan. There's going to be a gap here, of course, but I think this is our best bet against City, really, because we need to do something. We can't take them on man for man, so we're going to try and do this. We're going to go full strength if we can. Santos is back. How fit is he? To be honest, look at that, at 8.72 from his last 5 games. Sometimes you just got to take a risk on him. Borja Gomez, I tell you what, he's not had the best season for us, but he does play this role well, so I will keep him in there. Yanko and Marcelo in as well. I think that's what we're going to have to go with, guys. I hope that it's not going to screw us over too badly, but I just don't see what playing a stupidly attacking system is going to do for us. We've tried it, and we do play quite well when we play that sort of attacking system against City, but they still win. So maybe today we just need to try and thwart them. Patrick Roberts is also up for the Ballon d'Or this year, so just thought I'd add that in there as a little bit of extra trivia for you. I just really want to see us put our all into this game. I just don't see it somehow, though. I think that, when we played 2 up top against them in those games last year, the 3 games we played, although we lost 2, I think, or drew 2 and lost 1, we played well and were better than them in a couple of, or at least one of the games, but we just didn't get the results, unfortunately. And I wonder if maybe just today we just need to concentrate on stopping them from scoring and trying to nick something. Doing what we did when we beat them that season before. Yanko, it's at the post. What a chance that was for Pompey. Yanko could have scored. I think that might have even been his first goal for us in the early stages here to give us an absolutely crucial lead to hang on to. A win here would be massive for our season, because it would prove firstly that we can mix it with the big boys again, which we are frankly one of nowadays, but it'd be good to some lovely football here. Lovely one-touch stuff. Vanos out to Santos, back in for Millington. Oh, I thought Vanos was going to have a pop there. We've been the better side in the early stages, just in terms of, well, I say, that highlight, the first highlight was to do with us. Santos surely not going to shoot from there. No, goes short to Gomez. We're clearly trying to play the ball around a little bit more, much more disciplined. There's some lovely football going on here. Lucarelli, Millington, oh, what the hell happened there? I don't really care what's happened there. It's 1-0, it's in the back of the net, and it is King Norman Millington. He's clearly heard what I've been saying to him, because that is his first goal this month, and we've played like 7 games. But some of the football we've been playing is superb here. Lucarelli just nudges it into him here. I don't even know what happened. And, well, it's just a good finish. The goalkeeper was terrible on that, but it is Manchester City 0, Portsmouth 1, and immediate equaliser time. Oh, off the post, and Lucarelli will clear it. So we're a goal up here, and we're already playing our defensive style tactic, but this is the sort of result that could throw the whole league back into the mix and would push us right back up there, which is what we need. Patrick Roberts Patrick Roberts will probably score the winner for City at some point in this game, I'd imagine. But it's good to see Millington. Oh, look at he's looking determined today. He does have a habit of scoring goals against the big sides. I have to say that, though. Like, even when we've had poor games against some of the big sides, Millington has been the man stepping up with those goals. But we do need to see a lot more from him as far as attacking goes. You know, we've been getting goals from all over the pitch, but not really from him. And oh my life, why are you not tracking back? Great block in the end by Robert Gray and the goalkeeper, but poor defending from, I think, Marcelo. I know he's a right back, but he can play left back, and he should really be better than that. Jack Grealish is at Manchester City now. Oh no, not Marcelo. I'm going to try and get to half time here, and we'll try and reassess the situation, because I don't think I've got a left back on the bench. He's sort of taking the place of our only other choice there. No, but this is a problem. This is a problem. Right. Okay, let's see. Firstly, we'll just do opposition instructions. Switch that around a little bit. Tactics. Right. Is there anyone that can play there? Yanko. Have I got someone that can play? Come on. Problem is, even if I put Yanko over there, we've got no one that can play the right side either. I need to get some of those guys back from loan if I can. This is a real tough one. Who is even competent there? Millington, Gomez. Right, okay, this is a huge risk, but I don't see what other choice we've got. Marcelo's going to come there and see if we've got anyone that can play right-sided fullback. Not really anyone, but given the choice, I would put Wallace in there. He did alright for us when we played him there before. It's a big risk, but I don't see what other choice we've got at this stage. Fullbacks is an area we're kind of weak on at the moment. I think it's because this season I was kind of preparing to use the two-striker tactic more, but I realised we needed a balance. So next summer we're definitely going for the fullbacks. That's my sort of key area of business. City have definitely had way more in terms of... Patrick Roberts, surely no. In terms of their actual shooting, they're miles ahead of us. But what I would say is that clear-cut chances we're ahead on. And that's all that really matters in this game. Well, I say not that doesn't really matter. What we're really ahead on that matters is goals. Just don't foul them or something. Just... Oh, come on! Fucking Patrick Roberts winning headers again. I give up. Like, sorry, it's the same bullshit. He's fucking 5'4" or something, and he's got two... And he's up against my centre-backs. I know they're not that tall, but they're better at... Oh, fuck me. Sorry, like, just fucks me off when Patrick Roberts always scores headers against me or wins the ball from header... If in doubt, Patrick Roberts header and a free kick. Sorted. What is with the camera? I'd like to actually... Whoa, cameraman's drunk. Or he's having his sandwiches, one or the other. Oh, I don't believe we've gone behind now. Right. Opposition instructions change. Wow, that is a lot of stuff. Oh, fuck. Right, we've made one change, but we need to make some more here, really. Peralta I'm going to bring on for Gomez and shove him further up the pitch. But not as a deep line playmaker. I'd rather have him be sort of a... Should we try him out as a roaming playmaker? And fuck it, I'm going for the next substitution as well. Who's not been good? Who's looking knackered? Robert Gray's looking a little bit worse for wear, and as much as I don't want to, I'm also going to throw it on overload just to see if we can nick something from this game. Let's change the instructions up as well. Shoot on sight, higher tempo, Prevent the goalkeeper distribution. Take more risks. Whip some crosses in. Let's just go for this in this last section of the game. Yeah, we'll do this as well. If we don't go for it, we'll never know. I can't believe the way we've thrown that away. Like, they've definitely been the better side. Make no mistake about that. But it's the way the goals have been scored. It's the same when we played Man United before. Like, they get to score these really strange goals, and goals that... Oh, good blocks. Well done, guys. But we need to be getting the ball up the pitch. We just need Millington to become a hero for us today. Like, this is the day where he needs to step up and become Braveheart, basically. If he's ever going to become Saint Norman, then... Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay. Strange. It does look like we're going to fall to a 2-1 defeat, though, and yeah. Disappointing that those are the 2 goals that have sunk us. Bloody Patrick Roberts, as usual. I just can't seem to get away from the fact that he just seems to have this innate ability to beat us, regardless of the situation. Free kick and a header, of all things. I can't iterate enough how bad he is at headers and how short he is in this game. And yet he still wins headers. So there you go. The defeat, which I kind of expected, I just think that... I don't know, I always say that when we play the big sides, but there you go. It just seems to happen. I would love it if they just beat us with 2 normal goals, but nope. It was a good free kick. Make no mistake about that, but... damn it. Well, we're going to have to do a lot of work next month to try and recuperate from that, basically, because we were in for a massive fight. So, in January, there's a shitload of games, but I'm tempted to ignore the Brighton one and actually come back for that first leg of the Arsenal game, because that's something a bit more entertaining, I'd have thought. It's a Capital One... semi-final second leg. I know there's a shitload of matches, so it needs to be, I think we'll do the Arsenal game in the next episode. So, guys, if you like what you're seeing, please drop a like on the video, and if you'd like to even on that, please subscribe to my channel for more Portsmouth and Red Star Belgrade in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I will see you guys in the next episode for the first leg of our Capital One Cup semi-final against Arsenal. Bye-bye.